Welcome to Scarborough Theatre Guild's Let's Talk. I'm your host, Erin, and today we have someone with us who's been on the Scarborough Theatre Board for 5 years, and 3 of those years he's been president. In the past 10 years, he's produced, directed, sound designed, acted, and more. So please join me in welcoming Larry Westlake to Let's Talk. So Larry, thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me. This is a great idea.
You've done so much. So, and I think, when we all work in community theater, we just take for granted the things we've done over the years. So it'd be lovely to hear from you, your journey, how you joined Scarborough Theatre Guild, and all the different roles that you've done.
Oh my God. And you want this for 15 minutes? Well, I guess briefly, way back, because I was with Theatre Scarborough way back in the 80s and 90s in the last century. And I had moved to Scarborough, saw an ad in the paper and phoned it up, and Terry Leach answered. And it was with the Players, and they were doing Anti-Mame at the time. So I went to see it. I met all the players, her and Mike, of course, and John Caldwell, and then got involved with the Players, but then over those times did shows with the Guild and that. And then probably late 90s, I moved away and lost contact, and then again moved back to the area, and I got a call from Allison one day saying, hey, what are you doing? You still want to maybe come out and help me? And of course, just say yes to Allison means you're back. So of course, and that was over 10 years ago. And as you said, I guess acted, directed, choreographed, designed, produced, what else? I did costumes, programs, sat in the booth, stage managed. There was a time too back in the 80s and 90s when if a job couldn't be done, I would just jump in and fill it. It's like, okay, we have to have somebody in the booth or we have to have somebody doing costumes. So I'd always end up volunteering to do it. And that's it. And as I said, I came back. I'm still here now. So
I think what I'm hearing you say too is in community theater, there's an opportunity to do so many different things.
yes.
And it's important to have that willingness because there's just so many different aspects, and it's a nice learning opportunity. And one thing I was happily surprised to hear you say is that you choreographed.
Yes.
And I know just from having worked with you, you've been on play reading committees as well. I don't think you mentioned that. So there's
that's right.
so many aspects that you can get involved in community theater that a lot of people may not realize, on the stage and behind the scenes.
Well, there is, and I think a lot of times people either don't want to do that. I know now the past few years it's been hard to find people to do jobs, and they come out, they just maybe want to do a part, and they go. There's none of this sticking around. I mean, well, it's funny, I say, when I joined the Guild back then and the Players, of course John Caldwell was there and Harry, and they were ones going around saying, oh, in my day we would be able to do this or that. And now I'm the one sitting here at times going, back in my day, we always had people to help. And we did. We would call each other up. We'd always help with something, but there is so much to be done, even just from cleaning up the unit or sweeping the floor after a show. So.
And I think that's important to share because I think people who want to get involved, our volunteers, our audience members who might want to get involved,
yes.
Sometimes you just don't know what to do. Sometimes you just don't know what
to
do.
I did a dialogue, sorry.
So sometimes you don't know what to do, and just knowing there's something for everyone can get people engaged. And
well, that's it. I mean, you don't have to be on stage.
Yeah.
You can help backstage, and I mean, I've been involved in theater and stuff all my life, and I just answered the ad I saw and made a phone call. And that's all people have to do, make the phone call.
And there you go.
That's it.
You didn't look back. Do you remember what your first show was?
Oh, yes. Yep. It was called Best Laid Plans. It was a farce. Actually, it was Terry Leach and Pam Raymond were the two. Pam Raymond played a mystery writer, and it all took place in the Bahamas. And I actually designed the set for that one too. But I played two Russian twin brothers, one dead, one alive. So it's like 1 minute I'm on stage. The show starts with the body in the window seat, and the other brother comes to find him. So I'd be the live brother with the scene, have to go off, change ties, because that's all we changed, crawl in the window seat. Terry and Pam would lift me out of the window seat, drag me around, hide me behind a couch, in the closet, and then I'd run around, change, come back in the other door as the other brother, all that kind of stuff. So that was a good way to get back into theater back then. So it was quite fun.
And it sounds like never a dull moment.
No, it wasn't.
That's one of those great roles for an actor where you have to, you're playing two roles and you have to change very quickly.
And it was also really my first, because I grew up on musicals, doing all the shows, and it was, I guess, my official first straight play.
Ah.
You know, you don't have to rely on singing or dancing to get you through, it's just the acting, so that can be a little scary.
So, and there's another wonderful aspect of knowing that you started off with musicals too.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
wonderful. So that leads to my next question, learning things that people may not know about you, and that's one of them. What else can you tell us about you that people may not know in terms of hobbies, careers you've had,
Oh my God.
favorite food, guilty pleasure?
Guilty pleasure, okay, let's see, where do we start? Favorite foods, popcorn, that'd be a guilty pleasure too. Bowl of popcorn watching Dynasty on Netflix. What else? What else did you ask at the first part?
Different careers,
careers,
hobbies.
oh my God. Yeah, everything from library worker, caterer, bartenders. I was manager of the St. Lawrence Center Theater downtown for 15 years.
Wow.
So I've done a lot. And then, of course, the theater, the directing, a bit of, I guess, semi-professional stuff, some summers up north in Orangeville, London. We actually took the players, we did a California suite, and we took the show to London, Ontario, and did it up there. So that's yeah. I'd say you name it, I've done it or tried to do it. So that's.
So with that wealth of experience, do you still have a dream role or a dream play that you'd like to do in the future?
A dream role right now, but I know I'm too old for it, would be Harold Hill. I've done all the other three male leads in that show, but never Harold.
So what show is that?
Oh, Music Man, sorry.
Ah.
The Music Man. And anything by Neil Simon, I love. I grew up on that and that kind of humor. So I could always find something nice in a show to do, or a musical. There's always a nice little comic part somewhere. So I'm getting into that stuff now, I guess.